Well, hello and welcome back to the AuthentiKit channel. It's been over a month now since my last video and a lot of people are asking what's next. So I thought you'd appreciate a bit of a general update. One of the things I've been most pleased about over the last few weeks is the number of people who do not have a 3D printer, who have built the Spitfire flight stick. So I'm going to tell you a bit more about the community print service option that's been working out really well. First though, there's something much more exciting to talk about. Folks, it's finally about to happen. The Spitfire MkIX for Microsoft Flight Simulator will be with us in just a few days. I'll include a link to the Flying Iron Simulations news announcement in the description below, because I think you'll want to look at their screenshots and read up on the timing. I've been flying the beta in the last few days and it truly is fantastic to fly over realistic, genuine scenery of real places in such a beautiful and maneuverable aircraft. Of course, I've been flying with the AuthentiKit flight stick and, sure I'm biased, but just wow. It's so sensitive, a really flowing action, nothing like a regular joystick. Actually, if you want an opinion from someone a bit more experienced than me, Scale of the Grim Reapers made a nice review just over a week ago, and this is what he had to say.
I remember reading and seeing many interviews with real-life Spitfire pilots who said that you basically had to think about a manoeuvre and the plane did it for you. This kind of reminds me of that, as it feels effortless.
Now, let's move on to the community print service I talked about at the beginning. Although I think a 3D printer is a great gadget for a serious flight simmer, I realize it's not for everybody. But I don't want that to be a barrier to people enjoying these flight controls. My main goal with AuthentiKit is to engage the freeware developers out there, help them create freeware replica flight controls using the simple plug-in components I've created. Now that won't happen if AuthentiKit remains a niche product for people with 3D printers. That's why I set up the community print service. So if you don't have a 3D printer, join our Discord group, the link's below, and ask someone in the channel to print it for you. Like this example here. In fact, it may be that someone else says they found a local print business near you who can print the parts for €100. In fact, one of my favourite builds of the flight stick was done by someone on the IL2 forum who doesn't have a 3D printer. He just handed the files to a local print business who printed them for him. But what a great paint job he did. I have to confess, I didn't even recognise it as an AuthentiKit build at first. While I'm showing examples, here's another great build posted on Discord with this great custom period looking grip. Remember that when it comes to the hardware bits, that is already available as a one-box kit from SimKit Supplies. My friend Ruben is running that business, and as a lot of people have been wondering what you get in that kit, Ruben's just made an unboxing video. Check out SimKit Supplies, and also check back again in a few days, because Ruben is working on an option of a single, all-in-one kit of all the hardware and the printed parts. Okay, I've kept you waiting long enough and teasing you with this image of a work in progress Spitfire MkIX throttle quadrant. I am making great progress on that, and I hope to be testing it myself next week. I'll release the plans as soon as I can, of course, though I'll probably release to people on Discord first to try it out and give feedback. So if you want early access, please click the link below and join our Discord support channel. One decision I have made, which is a change from my prototype shown here in the picture, is to release the throttle quadrant and trim wheel as separate controls. It kind of makes sense. The picture, by the way, was taken at Goodwood at the Boultby Flight Academy. It's a MkIX simulator and it's 50% made from wartime Spitfire parts. I recommend it highly. And it's much cheaper than the real Spitfire flight. So there will be a trim wheel control and a throttle quadrant with separate inputs to the universal hub, though I may release them as a single download. The advantage of two parts, of course, and two inputs is that when you switch aircraft, you may find that the trim wheel is on the opposite side to the quadrant. The other thing I'd like to say about the next release is that I'm then also going to start a series of videos for the developers to show them how easy it is with the AuthentiKit system to drop in axis or rotary components, just kind of like a plug-in. And without any knowledge of the electronics or other engineering, they'll be able to make fully working flight controls that are super easy for all of us to assemble. I've really experienced this myself because that prototype took me months and months, and the biggest issue I had was how can I make sure that the wires hold firmly in place, that the component itself was snug and secure, all sorts of things which have just been completely resolved now by these modular components that I've created and I will be sharing freely. So if you're a developer and you're interested in this, or you know someone who is, please get in touch. Just drop me a line below to start with. Okay, that's all I have for now. I hope you liked this format. You didn't get to see my hands at work this time, which saved me many hours of setting up the lighting and editing out all my mistakes. Let me know below perhaps if these progress updates are of interest. Hopefully the next video will be how to assemble a trim wheel or maybe a throttle quadrant. See you next time, and don't forget to subscribe.